So we have these ranking series where we take games and rank them.
This time, it's Euro games. Euro games. Never mind.
We're gonna have 10 Euro games that we individually ranked, and now we will see where exactly each game rank and be prepared for some surprises.
Yeah. And if you think your Euro game is not here, it might have been lower or we haven't played it. Or if you think this game shouldn't be here, then it's Giannis's fault.
One of the Giannis's fault for sure.
This Giannis's especially, right here.
Without further ado, let's jump into the 10th place, which is
10th best.
Lords of Waterdeep.
Well, very good. I really like Lords of Waterdeep. So Lords of Waterdeep is in the world of D&D.
This is worker placement at its finest.
It's simplest.
These agents you can send to different spots and then get benefits from those spots.
Yeah.
Worker
And
placement.
essentially what you do is you hire thieves and wizards and clerics, and they're just a bunch of different cubes in different colors. And then you can send those clerics and wizards to an adventure, which is essentially trading these cubes for this card that gives you points.
It is simple, it is satisfying, and it is a Euro.
It definitely is. You get resources, you trade resources. And it's super easy to teach as well. It's like if you've never played a worker placement game or a Euro game, that one is a simple one to get into.
Number 9, Flamecraft.
Flamecraft, well, that's high. And this is this really cute dragon placement game.
Well, I would say family plus game, but also gamers really would enjoy it. Not would, but does enjoy it as we do. It's a town full of dragons, and these dragons can
and
do different
people
jobs.
and magical things. There's a whole bunch of living things.
Yeah, but when you have dragons in your city, you're not gonna talk about people and all other things. You can talk about dragons, and you take your dragons and send them to different shops and build out the city while also getting resources and trying to get victory points by fulfilling different tasks. These tasks are just getting resources.
Mostly, yeah. It's a fairly simple game, straightforward, but it gets a bit more complex as the game goes. Throughout the game, new shops, essentially spots where you can send your dragon to do actions, open up. By the end of the game, there are so many options that it might be too much for some, but not for us.
It's a challenging game, it's a cute game. You can watch a review if you're interested more in these visuals and gameplay and all that.
Obsession.
Number 8, Bitoku. Talking about good looking games, this is one of the best looking games. It's just so visually pleasing, and it's a lot visually, right?
The dice are translucent and really nice, and then there are artwork on cards, and the board is like, looks super busy, but it's actually clean and very nice, and a heavy Euro. This is by far the heaviest. This is nice, this is for families, no. This is preferably just 2 people, gamers.
You have dice that you can use as worker placement as well, and go to this map and get the benefits of that field where you went. Also a bit of deck building where you get cards.
Set collection a little bit. That's why it's heavy, because there's a lot of things going on.
If you have played Euro games and you feel like, I want something more challenging or heavier, then look this way.
And we also have a review of that, so check that out.
An old review. You were almost young at that point. Castles of Burgundy.
I wish it was higher. Castles Burgundy is the oldest Euro game from this list. Each player has their own part of the land where they're going to be placing different buildings and triggering different actions based on those. But the basic mechanism is you have 2 dice and you're going to place them on the board and take a token from there. And then that token goes onto your board and triggers an action. It is a straightforward Euro. It's on the level between Bitoku and the other 2. Tons of ways to get points in that game.
And classic board game. You have Bitoku's eye candy and modern game. This is an older one. Number 6, Terraforming Mars.
Wow, it wasn't that high for me then.
How high was it for you?
Early teens.
It was number 1 for me.
Yeah, that's why it's so high. Yeah, that's why it's so high. Otherwise, I'm surprised it made it because I thought, nah, it's low for me.
Wow, you messed this up so bad.
I did. What?
You messed this up so bad.
No.
Wow.
What do you mean? Terraforming Mars is an okay game. So what's number 5?
Terraforming Mars is the best Euro game here. Only Giannis doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's not. It says number 6. No. Now it doesn't have a number at all. So I guess I have to throw it out. No, that. You enjoy your moment. I'm gonna be laughing starting from number 5 to 1.
Terraforming Mars is an engine builder where you basically get a ton of cards and you can draft these cards. So you pick a few cards, give the rest of the cards to other players, and You're sleeping now, and you were
Sorry.
awake when you talked about Castles of
Sorry,
Burgundy. And you try to make engines because all of these cards can combo with others. Resource management at its best. Each card gives you resources in different ways, and then you can build other cards with these resources, and it's just...
And there's a board where you place things. Well, everybody places things, so there's a little bit of back and forth there. And this is one of those games where saying easy to learn, hard to master comes to my mind.
The best Euro game there is.
I'll tell you what the best is.
Number 5, Great Western Trail.
Wow. Great Western Trail is also a big and heavy Euro game. By big, I mean long. Where players play cowboys that are taking cattle to a port and then ship them off and get victory points and money. Don't
Exciting,
worry.
I know.
Yeah, they go to live on a farm.
And become sausages.
What?
It's an easy flowing game where you just go to a place and do that action, and the map all the time changes depending on players' actions and the tiles they place on those fields. Yet it's quite lengthy, also heavier Euros here.
There's a lot of small little icons and rules and things that happen when you do something. And there's a little bit of deck building there as well, because the cattle that you bring are cards in your hand, and you're trying to manage your hand because you want them as different as possible when you bring them to the port. Watch our review, hopefully, at this point. If not, then watch it soon.
Number 4, Earth.
Oh man, that's good. That is my favorite Terraforming Mars game. What do you mean? It was a must-have for you, wasn't it? In the review?
But this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
This Earth is also a card, well, not really drafting, but you're getting a lot of cards, and you're building your tableau of cards that interact in different ways. So, you know, Mars, this is just Earth. Different cards that are either trees or plants or terrain, and each of them give you points on certain, depending on certain things and what you grow on them, and there's tons of options. Also, the rules are quite simple, the basic rules. Essentially, one player picks an action, then he gets to do like improved action, and then everybody else does the same action, just not as cool. And then the next player picks an action. That's all you essentially do.
What this game comes down to is like decisions per action. It's overwhelming with the decisions because it's much quicker. I think the decision making is just the same almost as in Terraforming Mars. Just you need to make them a lot quicker. It's all the time simultaneous.
It actually might be harder than Terraforming Mars.
A lot is going on here, but if you are a gamer and if you like challenges and if you want to make quick decisions and play a game that plays quickly and gives you those decisions, Earth.
Or if you like Terraforming Mars and want something quicker than Earth.
How bad can it get?
What? You like Earth? Shut up.
Like, number 3, Eclipse.
So pretty bad, huh?
We should give your like ratings like times 0.5 because you don't play Euro games at all, so it's all crappy ones.
So Eclipse is a space game. So you build ships there. Okay, still kind of Euro-ish, right? You build stuff, you collect resources, and then you attack each other. So essentially Eclipse is, if you know Twilight Imperium, this huge space opera space game, that this is its
the big Euro game, yeah.
This is its Euro cousin. You collect resources depending on the planets you control, and then you can spend those resources to build ships, to upgrade ships, to buy technologies, to attack.
One of the most interesting parts in this game is the interaction and fighting, like in all Euro games, right? But it's really compact and you can play it really, really quickly and get that feel of much bigger game.
Yeah, like plays like 30 minutes per player, so it's not that long. Well, first time it's gonna be longer. But it's what they call a hybrid game. Obviously, it's not a full Euro. There's a ton of dice rolling and things. It was my number 2, if you wanna know. It was my number 2.
3, 2, 1. Dwellings of Elderwealth.
Remember what I told you about Eclipse just now? About chucking dice and fighting? So let's bring that to the fantasy world, and that's Dwellings.
I don't get it. How are all these like yours?
He keeps complaining. This was a must-have.
How is the good Euro game to the bottom on your hybrid weirdos?
Hey, you also rated them.
For example, Ark Nova, which you didn't even put in your top 10 or top 20.
Yeah, Ark Nova's okay. Dwellings of Elderwealth is a tableau, worker placement, building, dice rolling, chucking, fighting game.
It's also this worker placement, place them on this board, which, well, kind of looks like Catan board, not really, but it does. All of those board spaces have actions that you can fulfill. But there's also a bunch of elements that you can get and then buy these magic cards and add them to your tableau. There's fighting with each other, which is really interesting mechanism.
If you go to a place where somebody else is, we fight. And what is cool, if you lose, you're still okay with it. You get resources.
Basically, do whatever you want, you will feel good. It's a big, epic game that's made really streamlined and simple, which is lovely. Another Euro.
And
moving on.
Well, it's a hybrid game. What is this? Hybrid game number 2? Hybrid game number 3? You're not gonna enjoy what's number 1.
Dune Imperium.
It's Dune Imperium. It's a hybrid game, Top.
Unfortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately? So Dune Imperium is a deck building, worker placement, resource management game.
The second best Euro game here. At your turns, you get cards in your hand and you have to play them. And you can play them either for moving your worker somewhere and getting resources or stuff that's on that spot. It's a theme here. You really like worker placement, so you put all those games at the top. Or the other thing you can do with your cards is leave them in your hand, then reveal them and use them to buy basically new cards or add military strength. So multiple use cards, which is really, really lovely.
It's amazing. It's like my top 2 game of all time.
Or 3 or 4 or 5. Top 10 for sure. Yeah. All of the good games that are missing here is his fault. So leave down in the comments all the bad words you have for Jan G for making this crappy Euro Games rank. And we'll see you next time. Be sure to Patreon us.
Missing from here are actually Obsession. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Let us know what your top 10 Euro games are.
They will let us know how bad you are. At what spot did you rank Terraforming Mars?
Who cares? It was
At what spot did you rank Terraforming Mars?
14.
14 in best Euro games. Ark Noah?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Goodbye.
Crappiest rank we have ever done.
Goodbye.